You've heard of Bitcoin, right? Maybe crypto too. But do you really know where it came from and why in 2025 the entire world is obsessed with it? Because here's the truth. What started as a geek's rebellion against banks turned everyday people into billionaires. And now, entire countries are betting their futures on it. This isn't just another financial trend. This is the biggest wealth shift in modern history. Let me show you how we got here and why crypto is the only thing the world can't stop talking about in 2025. It all started in 2009, during one of the darkest financial times in history. Banks were collapsing, governments were printing money like it was confetti, and one anonymous genius, Satoshi Nakamoto, said enough. He launched Bitcoin, a digital currency no government could control, no bank could freeze, and no billionaire could manipulate. The first ever Bitcoin transaction, 10,000 BTC, used to buy 2 pizzas. That's over $600 million worth of pizza in today's money. Imagine eating that. But back then, Bitcoin was worthless. No one believed it would survive, not even the people mining it. Then slowly, something insane happened. Bitcoin began spreading from basements to global markets, from tech nerds to Wall Street traders. And the revolution had begun. Fast forward to the early 2020s, crypto wasn't just Bitcoin anymore. There were thousands of coins, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, and more. Each one claiming to build a new internet, a new financial system, a new world. And then came the crazy stories, like the guy who bought $100 worth of Shiba Inu in 2020, and by the time the market peaked in 2021, that $100 had turned into over $1 billion, $1 billion. A meme coin turned into a millionaire factory overnight. Or the teenager who mined Ethereum in his bedroom, and by 2022 owned a mansion before he could legally drink. Crypto had created more young millionaires than any asset class in history. And it wasn't luck, it was timing. The early believers who saw the pattern rode the biggest financial wave since the birth of the internet. Now, fast forward to today, October 2025, and the hype is louder than ever. Why? Because crypto is no longer just about quick money. It's about control, innovation, and independence. Governments, banks, and corporations are finally catching up. Institutional money, trillions of dollars, is pouring in. ETFs are approved. Wall Street has entered the chat. According to reports, global crypto adoption has reached over 600 million users, with countries like the UAE, Singapore, El Salvador, Nigeria, and the US all building national crypto frameworks. Even India and Japan are opening up to blockchain banking systems. And here's the shocker. Countries are slowly reducing gold and stock reserves and increasing Bitcoin and Ethereum holdings as digital reserves. Because crypto moves across borders, doesn't need warehouses, and updates in milliseconds, not months. Stocks depend on economies. Gold is stable but slow. Crypto? It's fast, global, and digital. In places where inflation destroyed local currencies, like Argentina, Turkey, and Venezuela, people didn't choose crypto because it was trendy. They chose it because it was freedom. When your bank freezes your savings, when your government prints away your future, Bitcoin doesn't care. It's borderless, it's neutral, it's unstoppable. Even central banks are now studying how to add crypto to their balance sheets. Deutsche Bank recently discussed co-holding Bitcoin and gold as reserves. That's a sentence no one imagined a decade ago. Let's talk numbers, because they'll blow your mind. In 2010, one Bitcoin was $0.003. Today, in late 2025, it's hovering around $105,000 to $110,000. That's a 3.6 million% increase. Ethereum? From under $1 in 2015 to over $4,000 today. Solana? Once $0.20, now over $160. Even meme coins like Pepe, Shiba, and Lil Pepe are seeing 100x rallies. This isn't just investing, this is evolution. Analysts now predict Bitcoin could hit $200,000 by the end of 2025 and even $300,000 to $400,000 by 2026 if ETF and institutional flows continue. Some even say this decade will make more crypto billionaires than any period in history. So is it hype? Partly yes, but it's built on something real. This isn't the same as 2017's get-rich-quick wave. This time, entire nations and industries are in the game. The real hype isn't about price, it's about power. A digital currency that can't be controlled, inflated, or censored. That's why countries are scared, and that's why investors are obsessed. The future. What happens next? Here's the question that matters. What happens now? Some analysts predict that by 2030, crypto could replace 10 to 15% of global assets. Major tech firms are building blockchain payment systems. Banks are tokenizing assets, and nations are racing to create crypto-friendly economies. But for the average person, this means opportunity, because every time there's chaos, someone builds wealth from it. In 2021, it was Shiba. In 2025, it might be something you haven't even heard of yet. That's how crypto works. Quiet beginnings, explosive endings. The final wake-up call. So now that you know where it came from and where it's headed, the real question is, are you ready? Because crypto isn't waiting for anyone. People laughed in 2009, they doubted in 2013, they missed it in 2017, and in 2025, they're watching millionaires rise from the same system they ignored. Gold had its century. Stocks had their moment. But the 2020s belong to crypto. This isn't financial advice. It's a wake-up call. Because history doesn't repeat. It updates itself on the blockchain. What do you think? Is crypto the future of money or the world's biggest bubble? Drop your thoughts below. Links in the description for live prices, news, and updates. Don't forget to subscribe, because the next decade belongs to the bold.